I'm back once again with another one. Now, before we get into this next video, make sure that you hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a sub to the channel. And remember, the like button is free. It don't cost you nothing. So smash my like button. Now, a lot of things that we've been wanting to know in the negotiations and what went on between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis trying to get this fight done, a fight that they still trying to get done. The fight is still not signed, but Ryan Garcia did an interview and he gave extensive details on what went on in the negotiations with him and Gervonta Davis and the things that Showtime and the PBC was trying to make him do. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the full audio. I'm gonna let y'all hear what Ryan Garcia has to say with his side of the story. I'm also gonna let you hear what Gervonta Tank Davis said, what went on, and then we gonna cook on it. This is a fight that the world wanna see, and it looks like that we still might not even get to fight because recently some new news that just popped up, we might not even get this fight because Oscar De La Hoya is saying that the PBC still haven't sent him a contract. He still hasn't even seen a contract. Now, I don't know if that's true or not because Ryan Garcia, he's saying opposite, so we'll see. But let's get down to the nitty gritty because like I said, I was gonna play y'all the audio on what Ryan Garcia said happened behind the scenes and the things that PBC and the Showtime was trying to make him do to be able to fight Gervonta Davis. And we gonna hear it right now because I'm gonna play the audio. And like I said, we gonna come back and we gonna cook on it.
You know, I wanted to fight in October of 2022 to get keep the momentum going. I had just fought in July, and I said, I'm gonna fight in October, and they told me they were very adamant. We're not gonna fight you if you take that fight in December. And I was like, wow, okay. I promised the fans that I'm gonna do this, and if I can't take a tune-up before that, or not a tune-up, but if I can't keep active, then whatever. I'm gonna just go and fight Tank. All of a sudden, he don't want to fight in December. Then I'm like, all right, let's fight in January. He agrees to that. Then he says he needs a tune-up in January. Then he said, originally it was at a certain weight. Then all of a sudden, can't be at that weight. Oh. So all these things I've had to do. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to fight in January. I'm not going to have something out of the blue happen to me. And I'm going to go straight for Tank because I truly believe I'll beat him. I'll always have him. And
by the way, when you say they were messing with you, do you mean about that stuff you were just talking about, the December stuff and all that, or something else?
Yeah, I just think that they were trying to give me ways to say, F this. I'm not going through all this, especially with the weight, with the changing of dates, trying to prolong my inactivity. Then, all this stuff is just a game, saying I'm on steroids. I see all the tricks, but they don't know who they're messing with. My mentality is strong, whether they believe it or not. I've been to deep places within myself, so none of this could actually affect me.
Now, you heard what Ryan Garcia had to say. Now, before y'all get on here crying and talking about, oh, he's lying. You can't believe nothing he's saying. It ain't no possible way. He's a liar. Because, like I said, I like both of these dudes. I just want to see him get in there and fight and may the best win. Yeah, I do have Gervonta Davis winning, but it's a dangerous fight for both of them. But I know how some of y'all fans get. Some of y'all fans is just overboard when it comes to a fighter that you like. So before y'all start saying that Ryan Garcia is lying and he capping and all of that stuff, now what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to play y'all what Gervonta Davis had to say, himself. What Gervonta Davis had to say. Let me play. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm going to go ahead and play this for y'all also.
Ryan also said he wanted to fight now. So you pushed it back to April, so is that true?
Yeah, I pushed it back for my personal reasons. I wasn't because I was scared.
So, let's talk about it. Because you just heard right there, Gervonta Davis, he confirmed it himself. Ryan Garcia told you that he told him that he wanted to fight a tune-up in October, right? He wanted to stay active. He didn't want to go in the ring against Gervonta Davis not being active. He wanted to keep the momentum going. So he wanted to fight in October. They told him no, that if you fight somebody in October, you can't fight Gervonta Davis because we want to fight you in December. So he said, okay, cool. I won't take no fight in October. Cool, I'll just go straight into a Tank Davis fight. And then he says they get back to him and they say, well, nah, y'all ain't fighting in December. We gonna fight in January. And then so he says, okay. But then after that, he's notified that Gervonta Davis says that he needs a tune-up and that he's gonna fight in January, but he won't be fighting Ryan Garcia. Now, we know that the contract wasn't signed, but Gervonta Davis, like you heard out of his own mouth, he said that he was part of the holdup because he needed a tune-up for his own personal reasons. So at that point in time, Ryan Garcia, his plans that he thought that they was going to fight in December, it went out the window. So then he looking at taking a tune-up, but then he decided not to take another fight in between because he just said that they was playing with him and he didn't feel like, losing out on the Tank Davis fight. He didn't want them to come up with no excuses and nothing to happen so he could keep that Tank fight. This ain't nothing new in boxing. This happens all of the time because Gervonta, he is the A-side. And when you got a big A-side fighter and a B-side fighter, the A-side fighter in his team, they gonna try to get every possible advantage they can. Telling that man he can't take no tune-up or it won't be no fight. Now, do I like that? Nah, because now you trying to control that man's career and what he trying to do and you trying to get a one-up on him. But they do this all the time in boxing. But see, the thing is people think that for some reason Gervonta Davis is invincible, that he's different than any other fighter and that he wouldn't do nothing like this or his team don't need to do nothing like this. Let me tell y'all, if you listen to Tank, right, Tank knows that Ryan Garcia is serious. Tank even said himself, hey, I think that Ryan Garcia is going to be my toughest opponent. But you can't tell these hard-headed fans that. You fans, y'all don't, y'all just think y'all know everything, but really don't know nothing. Most of y'all don't. So, it happens all the time. So it's not a surprise to me that Gervonta Davis and his team was doing all of this stuff to try to get an upper hand. A lot of people didn't want to hear that. And no, he is not saying that Gervonta Davis ducked out because he needed a tune-up. But you heard what Tank said. He said he wanted to take a fight with, Hector Garcia because of his own personal reasons. Now, personally, I don't think that Hector Garcia was a tune-up, but it was a tough fight that kept Gervonta Davis active. And now you see that Ryan Garcia, when he goes in the ring against Gervonta Davis, if they do get this fight made, he gonna be out of the ring almost a year. He gonna be the man that's coming in off of a layoff. And Gervonta is gonna be the man coming in with all of the momentum. Just had a fight, just had a great knockout victory against a tough opponent. So like I said, everything is favoring Tank Davis coming into this fight. But hey, Ryan Garcia is still dangerous. He's still dangerous. And it's up to Ryan Garcia to keep himself sharp, to keep himself on weight, and all of that. And you also heard Ryan Garcia say that they kept messing with him. They kept, telling him, you got to do this and you can't do that. And we going to fight at this weight. And then they changed the weight. So as far as that part, I don't know. I don't know what weight that they had originally agreed to. But what I do know is Gervonta Davis, right? He also said out of his own mouth, he said, oh yeah, Ryan Garcia, he agreed to everything. Anything we threw at him, he just agreed to everything. You know what I'm saying? We told him this, we told him that, and he just agreed to everything. So Tank also said that, and he was laughing, right, when he was asked the question and was like, yeah, he just agreed to everything. Like, basically, you know what I'm saying, this dummy, he agreed to everything we told him. He wanted to fight that bad. So that lets me know that for some reason, and all athletes should think like this. It's just these new athletes today, they don't think they the best. They don't think they could beat everybody. But all athletes should be confident in themselves. But for some reason, like I said, Ryan Garcia, he really feels that he can go in there and knock Tank out. He really feel that. But he did give Gervonta Davis all the credit in the world for beating Hector Garcia. He said, look, man, he went in there and he did what he had to do. He said he looked good. He said, I don't have nothing bad to say about Tank. He said he looked good. He said, but I thought it was a very, very risky fight to take when you got a fight with me coming up. He said, I thought it was a very risky fight. So he did give Hector Garcia his props, right, for being a tough opponent. But he also gave Gervonta Davis all of the credit in the world, you know, and gave him his credit for going out there and looking good in that fight. He said he looked spectacular. You know, but it's going to be a much different fight when he fights Ryan Garcia. Like I said, if this fight goes deep in the later rounds, any one of these fighters can win. If it ends early, any one of these guys can get knocked out because they both got power, they both got speed, and they both got skills. You know, Gervonta Davis, he is the more skilled fighter, but hey, anything can happen in boxing, especially when you got two guys that can crack like this. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about what Ryan Garcia had to say went on in the negotiations, you know, trying to get this fight done. And also let me know in the comments, do y'all think this fight is actually going to take place? Do y'all think that they're going to get this fight done with DAZN and Showtime? Especially with the stuff that Oscar De La Hoya is going on saying now. And I'll go ahead and give y'all more details of that in another video. But hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone, y'all.